Hi guys, it's Krystal Lucier here, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lee Moore. And I wanted to chat about budgeting tips. So we hear about it all the time, but really, what is a budget and why does it matter? What's the big deal? And if you're saving for a home or for anything at all, or you have any desires for a great life, budgeting is going to be your friend. So here are a few tips, and I hope you find them helpful. So number one, keep track of all of your spending. So little little tidbit, these 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 cards that we have um make it really hard to budget because touching a card, especially with the tap, you just touch the card and you spend some money, which is very convenient, but it's also really easy to spend your money and to not really keep track of it. So, a really good idea is to keep track of it. Just write down, take for a day, for a week, every single thing you spend. And sometimes it can be shocking. When I was in my 20s, I went to this You're Richer Than You Think seminar with Scotiabank. So it was very eye-opening because they talked about something called the latte factor, which is basically what are you spending on things that you don't think about? So what are you spending on your morning coffee or breakfast, or what are you spending at the local store to get that extra macchiato whipped cream situation? Like, what is that? So when you write that down, it can be really surprising. And the nice thing is it doesn't mean you can't have anything. It just means that when you do, you're consciously choosing to do it. You can also do a little thing that I did a few years ago where you only spend cash. So your card, you don't use it. And I realize that sometimes we want points, things like that. So you can still use your card for bigger purchases if you need to. But if you have a budgeted amount for kind of play money, make sure it's cash because cash is harder to let go of mentally than just tapping a card. So next, check your subscriptions. So in this post-COVID pandemic era, we have subscriptions just coming out of our ears. So if you just go through a list, go through a credit card statement and look at what you're actually subscribed to, it is mind-blowing. So between Netflix, Amazon Prime, Crave, Disney Plus, Google TV. So those are just the TV ones. Then we also have Apple Music, Spotify, um, YouTube Music. All those are, and that's just music. And then we have all these subscription boxes, which at the time during COVID, we couldn't go out, we couldn't go do anything. So having these boxes was great. Personally, I had, I think, a shampoo one and I had a skincare one. My husband ended up getting a clothing one. And it's great. It's not a big deal. But when you add those up, it's crazy. Even things like Amazon, I actually don't let myself shop at night anymore. So if it is it's kind of like just bad decisions are made after midnight in every area. So after midnight, I'm not allowed on Amazon. I need to make shopping decisions in the light of day. And might I recommend we all do that because I'm spending much less. Sorry, Amazon. Okay, eat at home. This one's super easy for me because I love eating at home. It just works for me. I make breakfast, I make lunch, I make dinner. I'm not a big restaurant person unless it's a social situation. However, a lot of people are spending a lot of money going out. And I support the restaurant industry. I think it's very important. But I also think it's important that you don't just go out for the sake of going out. So if you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner out, that can be really expensive. So it might be a good idea to start kind of investing in some fun meal ideas or figuring out who's a good cook. P.S. It's not me at our house. But what is the situation that is going to make kind of a good balance? So not ever going out and never spending money isn't great for the economy. So make sure that you are and supporting our amazing local restaurants. But at the same time, don't do it for every single meal because you can also support the grocers and you can support your own talents as a budding chef or a budding restaurateur because that's kind of my job at our house is just to try the food. or make it myself and be the only one that wants to eat it. Okay, Dave Ramsey and the debt snowball. When I was saving for my first home, this program was amazing. So a friend lent it to me, and I would say if you can and you think that there's something in you that wants to learn more about your finances, absolutely enroll in the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. Basically, what you can do is Google the Dave Ramsey baby steps to financial freedom, and he has them all laid out. But when he talks about debt, so a lot of people feel like they could never get anything, they can't save anything because they're in so much debt. And the debt's usually not, if you were to step back, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, it's a lot of it. So there's a lot of different sources of debt. So what Dave Ramsey says is if you do have revolving credit, which is the worst kind of credit to have, take the one with the highest interest rate and kind of pay as much as you can towards that and pay minimum payments for the rest. Make sure you're making minimums, but just minimum for the rest. So pay that. Once that is done, get it out of there and then take everything you were putting towards it and go to the next highest interest rate. And you kind of do that until you have no more revolving debt. And it's just, it gets you out of that cycle because it can be overwhelming and very intimidating to have a few different things of debt, especially if you have student loans or if you have kind of an old credit card or just a line of credit, things like that. Just focus on them, get their interest rates. And fun fact, if you call your credit card company, most of the time they'll have a lower interest rate option for you. And most of them do. There'll be like an annual fee. So, for example, CIBC has a select visa, and the select visa, I believe, is a lower interest credit card. However, there's like, I don't know, $100 or $120 a year that you pay to have that, which is way less than the extra interest you would pay if you go with a higher interest card. So think of it that way. It is helpful. They don't always offer it to you though, so give a call and yeah, it's great. And then the ultimate goal obviously is to not have revolving credit. Um, Sometimes it's fun though if you have to use your credit card anyway and pay it off. The points can be pretty cool. I have a really neat Fitbit because of points. So just saying. And choose a financial goal. So obviously, I would love your financial goal to be buying a house because it's amazing and it's wonderful and I can help you. But what if your financial goal is a trip that you pay for all in cash to Greece? Or your financial goal is this car that you've always wanted, or your financial goal is a boat for your family. Whatever it is, pick something cool that you think would be really tough to get and get a picture of it, put it in front of you. Know that everything you do, every step you take is getting you closer to that goal. It works and it's exciting. So, those are my tips. Budgeting is one of those things that we are not naturally good at. Paying yourself first is another thing. We didn't have a slide about it, but if you can set up an automatic program with your bank where start small, start with like $50 a paycheck. And I realize that that's going to sound, oh my goodness, like I can't just throw $50 away. Just take it, $50 a paycheck, put it into an account that you can't touch. You're not sending it anywhere, you just can't touch it. And surprisingly enough, that's going to start adding up quickly, and you might not even notice it. And then you can add to that later. You can kind of make it $75 next time or $100 next time. And then it's going to start adding up pretty quickly and you will be on your way to your goal. So if you have any questions, always give me a call, text me, DM me, whatever. My name is Krystal Lucier. I'm your home sweet home, 519 Realtor. I'm here to help. And if you have questions about the market, always here to help. It is a little bit crazy right now, but it is not a bad time to buy. It is a good time to buy. It's just a little bit more, it's a little more important that you be educated always in purchasing a home and understanding what's actually going on and getting through all the kind of the media headlines to the truth. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.